Hi everybody, it's Brook from Quagensia. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can add buttons to your strategies for NinjaTrader completely without code using Quagensia N Edition. Let's get started. So the first thing you have to do to add a button to a strategy in Quagensia N Edition is go down to the internal variables section of your strategy, and instead of choosing Boolean, whole number, decimal number, or text, choose button control. And now let's go ahead and give our button control a name like enter long. And then just click the add variable button. And let's create one called exit long. Notice that in addition to the button control, you also have choices like checkbox control, label control, and different kind of text box controls like text boxes that hold whole numbers, decimal numbers, large whole numbers, which means above 2 billion or less than negative 2 billion, text boxes that hold times of day or dates, or even text boxes that hold date and time components at the same time, and text boxes that hold plain old text. All right, so let's go ahead and click the button control and edit. So now our strategy has two buttons, an enter long button and an exit long button. Let's go ahead and now manually scroll down past the when bar update section, past the money management section with our stop loss and our profit target, and scroll all the way down to the control panels on the chart section. So first of all, in the control panels on the chart section, you have the layout options for the 9 control panels. So there are 9 places on the chart where you can place buttons, such as the top left area of the chart, top center, top right, all the way down to the bottom right corner of the chart. I think for this video, we're going to put everything in the center left section. So it's centered vertically on your screen, but it'll be on the left side of the chart. Okay, so let's go ahead and scroll down to the enter long button control. This is where we can change its information. So let's go ahead and set its control panel to center left. And while we're at it, let's scroll down to the exit long button, and let's change its control panel to the center left part of the chart as well. Okay, so now let's go ahead and style our buttons. So for the enter long button, let's see, let's make its background color maybe dark green, and its text color white. And I think for this video, just so you can see it well, let's change its font size to a larger number like 25. And now let's go ahead and scroll down to the exit long button. Let's change its background color to red for now, and its text color to white. And let's also make its text font size 25 so you can see it in the video. So now our buttons are styled properly. Let's go ahead and make them do something when they're clicked. So first of all, let's scroll up to our enter long button, button control enter long, and we'll scroll past the location section, past the visual appearance section, and we'll scroll down here to the when button control enter long is clicked section. And now let's make the button do something when it's clicked. So since the button is called enter long, let's go ahead and just click the add trading logic link here and go to submit an order, enter long, and enter long position using a market order. This will enter a long position using a market order if our strategy is flat, and it will reverse a strategy's position from short to long if the strategy is short. And if your strategy is already in a long position, the behavior of the enter long position using a market order function depends on the entries per direction and entry handling fields in NinjaTrader. If you want to change the default value of these two fields in NinjaTrader, scroll to the Strategy Details section of your strategy in Quagensia N Edition and change the Entries Per Direction field and the Entries Per Direction Applies To field to the desired values. Let's just scroll back down to our buttons. And let's see what else we can do when that button's clicked. How about we draw something? Maybe a tiny shape like a dot. So when we click the button and we enter a long position, we will also draw a dot on the high of the current bar. That's good for now, I think. Now let's go ahead and fill in our exit long buttons trading logic. So we're going to scroll down to the exit long button past the location section and the visual appearance section. And in the exit long button controls is clicked area, let's go ahead and just exit long. So submit an order, exit long, exit entire position using a market order. And let's go ahead and draw something when we click the exit long button as well. Let's see. Let's draw a tiny shape. Let's draw a diamond. Let's make the diamond maroon. And we will draw it on the low of the current bar when we click the exit long button. And that's it. We've now added two buttons to a strategy. Before I send this strategy to NinjaTrader, I just want to show you how I got it in the first place. So the way I created this strategy in the first place before I started the video was to make a copy of this long strategy template strategy here. So I just clicked it and chose create new strategy from a copy of this strategy. And when I did that, I had what I started with when the video started. So that is when I then scrolled down to the internal variables section and added these two buttons here. So it is a strategy that if it is flat and the fast moving average crosses above the slow one, it will enter a long position, print to the NinjaScript output window, and then set the background color of all the chart panels to aqua on that bar. And then otherwise, if we chose to use the exit criteria, this is an input parameter called use exit criteria, and the current market position of the strategy is long, and the fast moving average crosses below the slow moving average, then the strategy will exit the entire long position using a market order, print to the output window, and then set the background color to pink on that bar. But now that we have buttons, we can actually short circuit the entry logic and exit logic based on our discretion as we watch the chart. The strategy also has some logic in its money management section. Specifically, if the use stop loss input parameter of the strategy is set to true by its checkbox being checked in NinjaTrader, the strategy will use a stop loss of 100 ticks. And if the use profit target input parameter is set to true in NinjaTrader, the strategy will use a profit target of 200 ticks. So now that we know how the strategy behaves without clicking the buttons, let's see what happens when we send our strategy to NinjaTrader and click the buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button to generate the code and copy it to NinjaTrader. And because I have the NinjaScript editor window open, it will receive the code and automatically compile it, so we won't need to click this compile button to manually compile the code. So I'll press this button and we will send the code to NinjaTrader. And in a second, we will hear a sound of success that the code was automatically compiled. And there it was. So let's go into NinjaTrader and apply our strategy to a chart. So we'll right click on the chart and choose strategies. And here it is. Cue my long strategy template, free stop loss with buttons. And yes, we'll use exit criteria, we'll use stop loss, we'll use profit target, and we will enable the strategy. Let's see what happens. There are our buttons with the 25 size font. These are the two buttons we created in our Quagensia N Edition strategy.
Order submitted.
We have an enter long button and an exit long button. And I just heard in NinjaTrader that the strategy entered a long position, and there it is. That was automatic. Let's go ahead and short circuit the strategy's logic by pressing the exit long button.
Order canceled.
It worked. And let's just go ahead and be impatient for the next long entry. And let's go ahead and press the enter long button here.
Order submitted.
And it worked. Notice also how when we exited
order canceled
long position here, it drew a maroon diamond on the high of the bar. And when we entered a long position by clicking the button, it drew a
order submitted
blue dot on the bar. Now that we've done the most important thing, which is make sure that our buttons do what they're supposed to do when they're clicked, let's make the buttons look a little better. So the thing I don't like about the buttons here is that they jut out far to the right. I feel like this
order canceled
exit long button should be beneath the enter long button instead of to its right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you two ways that you can make this exit long button go beneath the enter long button. So back in Quagensia, let's go ahead and remember that we set the control panel of the two buttons to the center left control panel. And the center left control panel is on the left side in the center vertically. So knowing that, let's scroll up to this section called Layout Options for the 9 control panels.
Order submitted.
And let's scroll down to the center left control panel. And what we can do is change the control panel layout type from grid of controls, rows and columns, to columns of controls. And let's just see how that works. So send the code back to NinjaTrader. And we will hear a compile sound in a minute. And there it was. And I'll press F5 to refresh the strategy on the chart.
Order canceled.
And there you go. So now, as you can see, the enter long and the exit long buttons are top to bottom instead of left to right, so that they don't jut out so far to the right. So I'll show you one more way to do this. So first of all, let's just go back to how it was a second ago. I changed the control panel layout type to grid of controls, rows and columns again. Refreshing the strategy by pressing F5. So we're back to the wide button arrangement. So what we can do to make them go top to bottom again, instead of changing the control panel layout type from grid of controls to columns of controls, we can just leave it on grid of controls and actually tell the first button, the enter long
order
button,
submitted,
that a new row should be started after this control. So to learn more about start new row or column after this control, or to learn more about any other field in this section of Quagensia, just roll your mouse pointer over the labels and you can learn all about what each field does. So now that we've set the start new row or column after this control to true, let's go ahead and see how it works. A new row should be started in the grid layout of the center left control panel. So they're compiled. Press F5. And there it is. You now know two different ways to orient buttons in a top to bottom orientation instead of a left to right orientation. Let's now change some of the visual characteristics of this center left control panel. So back in Quagensia N Edition, we are on the center left control panel, and here are the visible characteristics of the center left control panel that you can change. Let's give it a background color of light yellow, a border width of 3, a border color of maybe navy blue, and so that we can see the background color, we actually have to have inner padding between the two buttons and the outer edge of the control panel. So let's go ahead and set the inner padding. And let's give the left, top, right, and bottom inner padding 10 pixels each. And let's see how it looks. There was a compile sound, so pressing F5. Nice. We added a 3-pixel navy blue border around the control panel, and we gave the control panel a light yellow background. This light yellow background would not have shown up if we didn't add some inner padding to the control panel, because if the inner padding of the control panel was 0 on all sides, the buttons would extend to the outer edge, and all you would see would be a navy blue border. In this video, you learned how to add buttons to a chart in NinjaTrader without code in Quagensia N Edition. First, we added 2 buttons to the center left area of the chart instead of the top left area of the chart. We styled the buttons green and red and with a large font. We positioned the buttons top to bottom instead of left to right. We made the buttons do something when they're clicked. Specifically, we made the enter long button enter a long position and draw a tiny shape on a bar. And we made the exit long button exit a long position and draw a tiny shape on a bar. And finally, you learned how to change the visual characteristics of the control panel itself by giving the control panel a yellow background and a 3-pixel navy blue border. That's the end of our video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please let us know by giving this video a like and subscribing to our channel. And if you know of anyone that would appreciate this video, please share it with them. You can download the Quagensia N Edition free trial from the official download page on the Quagensia website, which is linked to in this video's description. And we hope to see you in our Discord community, where you can get help and collaborate on building no-code strategies with other traders like you.